Hey, welcome everyone. How are you today? It's
Hello
Friday,
there.
finally. We are on IoT Happy Hour
Yeah,
number 54, Thomas. Do you
54.
remember each one of the episodes or?
Of course, 54. That's there are 54 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah, so
So
a
that's
complete
one
year of yeah,
at least.
you
Nice,
can,
good milestone.
yeah, it's a great milestone. We are celebrating since some episodes ago with David that we achieved like a really cool milestone at Balena, doing like more than 50 episodes of something. And yeah, today I'm not with David. He's on holidays this week. Last week I was
Yeah,
on
it's,
holidays, but I hope that
chasing
he's
scorpions,
enjoying.
right?
He's in. I think he went to the coast, but I
Oh,
don't think you want to celebrate your holidays in the desert, right?
probably not.
But I hope that he's relaxing with his family and friends, and probably watching us. I don't know if you are here.
Maybe.
Just
Hey, David.
leave a comment. So yeah, hello Thomas. How are you?
Hi.
Long time we don't
Great.
have you here.
Yeah, I just had lunch, so bear with me, but doing great. Yeah, great
So
Friday.
yeah, maybe just explain a bit of introduction for people who don't know you in the audience.
Yeah, so I'm Tomas. I'm a hardware hacker. Um, I've been doing a lot of projects, mostly related to audio. We're going to be
Mm-hmm.
talking a bit about that today. Recently, I've been helping with balenaHub and all the new changes and new features we are developing. So a bit all over the place at the moment, but yeah, doing cool
Cool.
stuff, thankfully.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Mark. I'm developer advocate at Balena. And actually, last time that Thomas was here was to talk about, I remember now, Wi-Fi Connect, right?
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think,
that was like
during the
a couple
last,
of months ago.
10 episodes,
Yeah,
you didn't show up. You were praying to the gods for the
we
next
were
demo.
we were talking Wi-Fi stuff. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So what are we going to talk today, Thomas? Can you make a brief introduction?
What are we going to talk about? Yes, we are going to talk about balenaHub. Maybe like go over the interface, what new stuff we added, what really balenaHub is, um, and then we are going to go through like a live demo deploying an application to a device using balenaHub. So yeah, great. That's the link. So yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
are
going to
gonna
be
talk about.
very focused on balenaHub and a little bit on balenaSound too, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
So what it's new actually on Hub, it's the concept of openFleets, right, and projects. That maybe it's something new that the community don't know.
Yes. So do you want to jump right into it?
No, no, we can
Oh,
wait, but
okay.
we
Let's
can
tease
wait.
it. Yeah.
So
So basically, we now have like uh, fleets, projects, and blocks, which we'll cover them in a bit. But previously, have worked similar to like an app catalog, where you like could browse apps and that's it. With the new changes we've made to have like it's a lot feature rich. Um, like you can actually join applications with your device without having a Balena Cloud account.
that's really cool.
And there's a lot of other functionality that we exposed that wasn't previously there. So yeah, we're going to go through all that. There's a new thing now that you can also like self submit in a way projects or fleets to Hub. Previously, we were curating the content in there. Now the idea is that for it to grow organically, we need like people to be able to just go out and put their stuff out there. Similar to like, well, perhaps this is not a good example, but if you developed an Android application or an iOS app, like you put it out there, and then yeah, there's a review process, but
Yeah.
like it's mostly automatic. So yeah,
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Hopefully enabling IoT developers to reach a broader audience with whatever they build. Right, that's the main goal.
I'm super excited about how we can inspire developers to create these IoT edge applications, and that can inspire other people to create next applications, right? Because that's the funny thing, that we are creating like something where people can apply their innovation on the top of that.
Right.
And who imagine, I can imagine like the Android developers at the beginning with the first iterations, they didn't imagine that maybe Flappy Bird would be one of the most downloaded games on Android.
Yeah,
like
what a classic. yeah, I mean, we'll see where this goes, but like that's the idea, to try and make life easier, to lower the barrier of entry, both for the developer and for the consumer, if you will, like the actual person having a device and that wants to install something into it.
So now that you make a super cool introduction to the episode, you know what? So Balena is hiring.
What's it? Ooh. Do you want to hire me?
Yeah. Well, you're already. Let me share with you, the careers that are already open. So if you know anyone that could fit on these positions, apply here in the audience. And we have a lot of people right now watching us. So we are looking for a technical sales lead engineer in America, or site reliability engineer in America and Europe, and EMEA. And security engineer, front-end engineer, and design your own role.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you applied on design your own role or not, Thomas.
I think I did. Yes, the first time, because I applied twice. The first time I got rejected. Well, that's fine. I got there. But I wanted to say the design your own role. It actually, like, we do pay a lot of attention to that, and a lot of the folks that are here joined through that posting. And at Balena, like, it's very rare that your job or your position is like delimited by like a job title or job description. So everything is super flexible, and like you might be a front-end engineer, but if you have the interest and put the time in, like, you can easily end up doing like embedded Linux stuff, or I don't know, backend stuff, or whatever
absolutely
interests you. So definitely check that out, and tell us why we should hire you.
Actually, 2 episodes ago, there was an open position in Greece, and it's not here anymore. So, wow, that was fast. But
I don't see the edge. I think there was a product position for Edger, right? I think.
Yeah, that's correct. So probably, it's not here anymore. Like a couple of days ago, I think it was still here. But we have like these 3 positions that are super new. This 4 days ago, 12 days ago. So that's super cool. I'm looking forward to get new colleagues at Balena. And you're right. I think I applied on a specific position, and actually I joined the team in another different position. So
we don't pay much attention to job titles and descriptions, to be honest.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Now it's time to do what's on your desk.
A lot of stuff on your desk. Like, I kind of want to show it like a panorama, but I
wait a second. I want to. Last week I was not here, so David didn't play the jingle to get into the what's on your desk. I think this should be.
Shame on David.
Yeah. So, or you prefer to sing the what's on your desk?
No, I'm horrible at singing. Yeah, no. Let's do the pre-recorded one.
The pre-recorded. We have 2 actually. We have the regular one or the Christmas one.
Let's do Christmas. Why not?
I would say the same. So let's do it.
What's on your desk?
Amazing.
It's always nice to hear how we were laughing.
Bravo. Yeah, I'm glad we hired a musician to record that. Professional musician.
Exactly. Yeah, you're the guest. Feel free to show me what's on your desk, and the
Yeah,
people
so
in the audience, feel free to say on the
yeah.
chat what's on your desk. I don't know, Kyle, if you have children on your desk now, a baby on your desk.
For
Looking
starters,
forward. Wait a
bunch of
sec.
pies always.
Wait a sec.
Oh, wow, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a bunch of devices always lying around. Some pies.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got?
That was a Pi Zero. Do you play with that?
I try not to because I don't like the Pi Zero. A bunch of audio dongles, hats, and
Nice.
oh no, I lost one. Yeah, for balenaSound and for any audio application, these are handy. Always have them at hand. What else? I have a couple of dongles because Apple likes dongles. And then I have these, the NanoPi, which I haven't really created a project for these just yet. But I did get this recently, which is a LiPo battery and a tiny charger for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great. So hopefully this allows me to do like in a very small footprint, as you can see. This is all very small. This maybe allows me to create something useful but tiny, right? And let me share you. I'm going to share a link about maybe an example of this. There you go. Pasted it in the chat. So one of the ideas I have with this is to create like a smart. Oh, is the link not coming up? Sorry, no, on the YouTube chat. I pasted it on YouTube chat. Yeah. Okay. Let me put it here too. So that's like a cube. Really, it's like a smart cube. It's a cube that has like an accelerometer and an IMU. So whenever you rotate it or put it in face up, face down, or whatever position you put it, like it has like triggers, and you could fire, I don't know, an HTTP request or something, right? Anything really through code. This cube is used for home automation, but I don't know, maybe I thought it was interesting to build one that has like, you could set up whatever triggers and like hooks you want to and do something with that. Like, still need to work on the idea, but I thought it was cool. Like, and the NanoPi has like a cube size shape. Yeah. I mean, square shape. So yeah, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
I actually had a call right now with Alex, and he was talking about a similar idea, but yeah, with a solar panel, and maybe
yeah, with the credit card size, yeah.
So actually, maybe you can change your charger and put something like this. Wait a second, I will try to zoom in myself. Okay, I got this. This is on AliExpress. Solar charger 1.0. Maybe check the 2.0 because I saw some smoke some weeks ago on this, but but that's another story. But it's
sorry for another day.
Exactly. But it's interesting because you can have like the battery here, and then the solar like here.
Nice.
So
I wonder if you could power like a Pi Zero maybe with solar. How long would it?
Yeah, we are planning an episode about this with David.
Oh, cool!
Because this is one of his goals. I think that he never explained. It's to put a camera with a fin in a cactus and detect javelinas and get a picture of the javelinas.
Arizonian problems, right? Oh, people are asking a link to the solar charger.
Oh, I don't know. This is from AliExpress. Let me check it in a second. Wait a sec. But yeah, that's actually I was charging some batteries. I was charging this battery with a solar, like a regular one. I found this on a box, but then I changed to charge this other battery. When this one was charged, I saw like a green LED, but I thought that it was charged. But then I changed to this one, and then like some smoke appeared, and this was burning.
I know.
So,
I know what happened.
You know what happened?
Yeah, maybe. We're totally derailing this episode already, but some batteries. Can you see like
Wait a sec.
there's
give me a
tape?
sec. Wait a sec. Yes.
Okay. So some batteries have the positive and negative wires inverted for some reason, or maybe it's not the batteries but the connectors. Either way.
But I mean, they use this connector, so why they invert?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but the same thing happened to me. I had no smoke, but the battery was not like this, not charging and not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I started Googling, and I eventually found out that I had to invert the polarity.
Okay.
Or not the polarity, the polarity of the connector. So I had to cut the wires and switch them up, and then it started working. So maybe that's what happened to you.
That's interesting.
I guess.
Yeah, let me share the link of this. Wow, the AliExpress URLs are so long. Let me cut them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably it's human error, right?
Yeah. Design.
Actually, yeah. Let me show you what's on my desk. So we will maybe
what else
it will
you
be
have?
longer than expected. What's on your desk? That was not prepared. But let me show you that I just bought this, like a super cheap. Well, not super cheap. It's like 10 euros SD card. But yeah, a friend suggests me to buy an SD card with 3D NAND. I don't have any clue. I didn't research about that, but. So as you probably know, all the Balena people are on support, and some of the most usual requests in support is, my device. So all of my fleet works well except one device, and then we check the logs and we see that the SD card is dead.
It's busted.
So that happened to me. I'm running a project where, at some points, like there is 1 gigabyte per hour of data running on that SD card.
Oh.
And after like 6 months, it died. And then I asked to some friends, hey, what technology do you suggest? And they told me, buy a 3D NAND SD card. So I'm testing, Extreme Pro SanDisk and Max Endurance. So probably we will check which one it's better. But I wanted to show that both like the low cost.
So that one's better than the Extreme Pro from SanDisk, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can explain. But looks like there is this Max Endurance new SD cards that it's already installed on my device. That it's like the newest best option for
It's hard to tell.
Like
it's hard to tell sometimes if it's marketing buzzwords or actual technology.
These are designed for cameras and security cameras. And they warranty like 15,000 hours of data on the cameras. I don't know. So if anyone knows about this new technology on SD cards, let us know. But I wanted to show you something to you, just dedicated for you, and actually it's literally on my desk because I received this for my weekend. But it's this.
Oh,
you know what it is?
Yes. Asado, baby.
And then I got this as well.
With chips. Smoked asado, yes. Best weekend.
Exactly. So the goal
to go to an Argentine meat shop. You have those in Barcelona, right?
Actually, yes. Some of my favorite restaurants are you can eat like Argentinian meat.
No gas barbecue nonsense. And whatever else.
So I have
The
a
real
barbecue with a smoker,
experience.
and I'm gonna use this. And as you are, a lover of asados,
I'm deeply
and on
interested in
Balena,
this.
you are creating the logos of the real barbecues, not like Kyle's barbecues, right?
Yeah.
Just with one stick.
Yeah. I hope Kyle's not watching this, but remember you need at least 3 different cuts for it to be a proper asado.
A proper barbecue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another story. Maybe we can devote to an IoT happy hour on barbecues, because I know that you love these connected barbecues, right?
We should do, like, if ever we are back to normal and we get for a summit, we can live stream the barbecue night.
Like a barbecue party, no? Not a release party, but
barbecue. Oh, here's Kyle.
So
hello.
What I wanted to say. Yeah, actually, one of the first projects on IoT that I heard about, like 6-7 years ago, was a company that wanted to make 45,000 barbecues with Bluetooth chip, and they were looking for an IoT platform to store the data. So that was one of the first.
What was the Bluetooth for? Like for speakers and audio, or?
Maybe that's a good one. I don't know.
Just put Bluetooth and call it a smart barbecue, and boom.
Maybe to know the temperature. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Even Bluetooth. It's not very useful. I mean, for Bluetooth, you can be in front of the barbecue, right? You have to be in front.
Yeah, close-ish.
I mean, whatever. That's another story. Yeah, let's devote an episode about that. Let's talk about balenaHub, openFleets, and projects. Should I share my screen, or you want to do it?
I can do it.
Okay.
Let me.
I didn't check the chat. Yeah, the chat. We are streaming on Twitch, so up to you if you want to watch Twitch. Yeah, the solar thing. Yeah, it's already there. I'm so scared of this problem. Multimeter is my friend. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I was, because the first one worked on the solar charger. I was so. And we will research about this 3D NAND thing. And hopefully it will not rain this weekend in Barcelona.
Oh, yeah. That would ruin your plans. So, yeah, can you see my screen? Yes.
Well, yeah, it's here.
Awesome. Let me... Okay, so this is balenaHub as of today.
Let's
go through like
the
main changes. The main one is, like, previously we used to have 2 tabs in here, right? We used to have applications and blocks. We now have 3, as you can see. So, as I said, the previous version was more like an application catalog, where you had like different apps that developers built, and they wanted to share those apps with the world, right? Apps that were listed on Hub back then, you got the option to create your own Balena Cloud application through Hub, right? So there wasn't much in terms of like new features or new stuff. It was like, if you go, for instance, to balenaSound, let me see here. Here you have the deploy with Balena button, right? So in a way, the previous version of Hub was like an aggregation site where you had all these projects each with their deploy with Balena button. And deploy with Balena button, what it does, for those of you that are not familiar, is that it will create an application in Balena Cloud. It will create like a fleet in Balena Cloud for you, and it will deploy the code of the project, of whatever project you are currently in. In this case, if I click this button, I will get an application for with balenaSound, right? So that was Hub back then.
It was kind of a catalog of IoT edge applications, right?
Yeah, a glorified list, if you will. So what changed now? We now have the main, the main focus of Hub now is fleets. It's what we call openFleets, which is similar to what I just described, but not really. As you can see, we have all these cards, which each card stands for like a different application that someone developed. You see, we have some contributed by community members. Here's one I made, white noise generator. And then we have some contributed by Balena. Here's Balena Labs, and well, there are a bunch of them. The idea with fleets or openFleets really is that these are actual fleets of devices running this software, right? So if you go into Pi-hole, for instance, here, this is a nod to Kyle. Hey, Kyle. There is a Pi-hole fleet of devices running, actually. Currently, it has 17 devices, or at least 17 devices are active in the last 28 days, right? And here you can see a pretty nice map with the location. Locations are anonymized, and like they are not pinpointed to the exact location of the actual device for security reasons. So just wanted to throw that out. And this is an actual fleet, right? The author of this application, in this case, Kyle, as you can see here by his GitHub handle, he owns a fleet that's called Pi-hole that runs the Pi-hole software, right? The Pi-hole application he developed. I, as a user, could opt in to join his fleet and have my device, be it a Raspberry Pi or any of the supported device types that the application supports, and I could join his fleet. By doing that, my device will download. We're gonna live demo this in a minute, couple minutes, but my device will download the code, and it will join this fleet, and it will start running the application. The good part about that is that from the user's perspective, I don't need to create, for instance, a Balena Cloud account. At no point I will be required to create a Balena Cloud account. Like I just click this button, I get an image, flash it to my device, and my device is now part of the Pi-hole fleet and is running Pi-hole. There is no login, there's no like tracking, like there is no double-edged sword here. Like you click the button, you get an image, flash it, and you're done. And it's running. You're part of the fleet, and hopefully you like the project, right? So this is the biggest change. If for whatever reason you don't want to be a part of the fleet because I don't know, maybe I don't trust Kyle, or maybe I want to create my own fleet of devices that run Pi-hole, you have the option as well, because every project that's listed on balenaHub is open source. So if I click here, fork this fleet, I will get what previously was the call to action, which is the deploy with Balena button. And as you can see, it prompts me to create a new application that this will be my own fleet managed by myself, and it will be running Pi-hole. I'm gonna hit cancel because I already have one. So yeah, this really is the main change, the main difference, and like it sounds simple and like maybe like a very little difference. I wouldn't trust me either, Kyle says. But there's actually a lot of stuff going on in the backend, and this is very powerful for application developers. Like if you take, for instance, balenaSound or what's the arcade emulator? Oh, I forgot the name of that. Let me see. Raspberry Pi arcade emulator. RetroPie here. RetroPie, balenaSound. I know there are a lot of applications that were developed for the Raspberry Pi that what they typically do, Home Assistant is another one. Like they create their own OS image, so that users that don't have too much experience installing software via command line or via whatever method, they can just flash an OS image and get started with the application like in one step. openFleets enables you to do that, and it does that for you automatically. Like you only need to develop your application the same way you would develop any other Balena Cloud application, which is through Docker, right? So this is very powerful, and I like if you are RetroPie or Volumio or one of those projects that does this, like you want to be working on your project, not on maintaining an OS image, updating it each time there's a new kernel release or there's new hardware, or like it takes time, right? It takes time, resources, and skills that maybe you don't have, or maybe you don't want to allocate resources to that. openFleets gives you that for free, gives you that like out of the box without without you having to put too much thought on that. So I think it's pretty powerful, and who knows, maybe we will have RetroPie and Volumio and Home Assistant and all those one day actually use this for that purpose.
Here, right?
Yeah, it's already here, I think, here. But a user added this on behalf of
exactly.
Home Assistant. Like there is still the Home Assistant OS or whatever that's called. I don't know.
Okay.
So maybe we could replace that someday. Who knows? So yeah, the main idea, the main changes are really openFleets, like enabling any user to have this out of the box without like really them doing nothing.
Enabling users to join fleets already. No, the concept of fleets that our customers, right, at Balena get benefit of. It's what we are offering here. Actually, I love this concept that Balena and balenaHub, it's like a software distribution platform. That's
right, and it's pretty powerful for both the developer because of all the reasons I just said, but also for the user because as a user previously, if you wanted to try out any of the projects we have at Balena, you would had to go and create an account, which is fairly straightforward process and fast, but I mean, it's another step and it's maybe an inconvenience for some people out there. So with openFleets now, you don't need an account. You just click a button, and I kind of want to jump into the demo right now, but we will in a couple of minutes to show you it's very easy.
So the projects, Thomas, the projects are like the previous applications that we had on the catalog app, or what are the projects?
Yes, most of the stuff we had
the button that is on the menu.
Yeah, most of the stuff you see here was previously what was on the app catalog or like the previous version. And there's a difference because some of them are not fleets, but they are projects. And here the terminology is important, so I want to explain it. So openFleets, as I just said, are fleets that are running a particular application, right? That they are open to join, for you to join. What happens, however, if you're an application developer and you develop an app, but you don't want to manage a fleet, you don't want to be responsible for those devices, right? You just want to put your app out there, kind of like what Hub used to be, right? You just want your app to be there so that you get people to check it out, you get traffic, you get feedback, etc. So that's what projects are, right? Projects, if like, let's click one. I think Arjit was watching, so
yeah, exactly.
Shout out to the pneumonia detection project. If you go into a project, you'll see you don't get the map because there is no fleet, so there's no map to show devices, and you don't get the call to action button to join the fleet because again there is no fleet. You only get the option to fork this fleet, and what this means is that again, this is the deploy with Balena workflow, which it will create a fleet for you that will be running the pneumonia detection software, and you can have your devices join this fleet. This will be a private fleet, if you will, because no one can join unless you add them. And this is the regular Balena workflow, right? What we are used to and what Hub was until recently. It's gonna hit cancel again.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, again, projects also need to be open source, and you can browse the code and all of that.
Cool.
Let's go back to projects.
You know what? I never tried balenaSound, Thomas. Do you think we can join the fleet of balenaSound?
Yes.
That's real, eh? I never, since today, I would never try balenaSound.
Okay, so maybe I can show it and you do it at the same time, or?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Because
let me switch to my secondary camera because I'm well prepared for this. Boom.
Yeah, tell us more about balenaSound.
All right.
Wait a sec, that I will zoom in you.
Okay.
I will.
Right. Okay, so balenaSound is one of our what we call flagship projects, which is one of the oldest and most popular projects we built. balenaSound is a multi-room audio streaming solution. Basically, it turns your Raspberry Pi, or we even support other devices, but mainly Raspberry Pi. It turns your Pi into a streaming device. Like you can stream music into the Pi, and then you connect that to a speaker or to a to an audio output device, and you can stream from there. If you have, for instance, old hi-fi speakers from an old audio system that's not smart, and you can add a balenaSound on a Pi, and you turn suddenly your hi-fi system, which probably sounds amazing but has no Bluetooth capabilities, or it doesn't connect with Spotify, AirPlay, and all those modern streaming solutions. Now you can with balenaSound. So that's the idea. And here I have a Pi 4, an SD card. Here's my big speaker.
And this speaker is analogical, or?
Actually, this has Bluetooth.
Okay.
But I won't be using Bluetooth. I will be connecting via an audio cable through the through the audio jack. And actually, I will be using a DAC, a digital audio converter, for the Raspberry Pi because it gives you much better sound quality.
Okay. This is just for improving the sound quality, and that's
exactly.
All, or?
Yeah. Okay. So these are all the pieces.
The ingredients for the asado.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we can now switch to the other cam where the barbecue will start.
Let's
to my screen.
Wait a sec. Yeah, this up. This one here.
Okay. Yeah. So say I'm and let's do this with incognito. So it's even.
Interesting. Yeah, you can do it incognito.
It's even clearer that I'm not logged into any Balena account or anything like that. So this is balenaHub. Let's say I'm a new user and I wanna try out balenaSound. Okay, I click the project card. Here I am. There's a bunch of devices.
I'm doing exactly the same.
Right. So let's go to Spain, to Barcelona. Right. There's no device.
One in Madrid.
In Barcelona. There's one in Madrid, but nothing in Barcelona. Hopefully we can get you on the map.
The people who's watching this, feel free to do it live so we can see it. Let us know on the chat that you are doing it as well, so we can see more points and test the fleet concept.
Okay. I lost. Okay, so yeah, balenaSound. I want to get it. Get started. Click get started, and I get this prompt with this form, which might look familiar because it's the same form you get if when you are on the balena cloud dashboard. Sorry, it's the same one. So I get to choose what device I want to add, and I'm gonna add a Raspberry Pi 4. Wi-Fi credentials. I need to provide my Wi-Fi SSID and password, and I'm gonna click download, so I get the image. Okay, now it's downloading. It's 150 megs, and here to the right you can see the regular instructions, like download the image, flash it using Etcher. That's what we recommend. Insert the SD card into the Pi, power it up, and wait, right, for the app to come up online. If you scroll down a bit, here we have additional instructions because as you don't have a Balena Cloud account, it's not like you can go into the dashboard and wait for your device to appear, right? Because you don't have an account, you don't have that type of access. So we added a couple of instructions here, like just to make it clearer. Once your device is powered up, it will start installing the OS, and it will connect to Balena Cloud. It will request the balenaSound application, and it will start downloading that. Depending on your internet connection and what device you're using, this can take 5-10 minutes, maybe more. balenaSound, it's a rather big application. It's not on the small size by any means, so it can take, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes easily.
Okay.
And once the application is downloaded, it will be installed and it will start, and you will be able to use it. For openFleets, one of the things we are adding is LocalUI. What's LocalUI? LocalUI is the replacement for Balena Cloud Dashboard in a way. So typically, if you're a Balena Cloud user, when you flash a device, like, you expect it to show up on the dashboard, and from there you can manage it and do whatever you want. Again, since you don't have a Balena Cloud account and you don't own the fleet, you cannot do that. So the local UI is a local version, if you will, of the dashboard, or at least some parts of it. We are still working on that. The idea is to eventually offer like a standard local UI, or that offers like restart services, see device logs, reboot, shutdown, like all the things you can do through the dashboard. If you go, like, let's pick a random. Oh, I'm in incognito.
Yeah, I'm trying this right now. But
so let's say I go to here, I don't know, devices. My internet is a bit slow today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so if I click a device, like, I get a lot of information. Like, the main card gives you a lot of information.
So this is the Rosetta at Home application. Actually, you got into...
Yeah. I picked a random device from a random app. Yeah, as an example.
Administrator of the application, as the owner, as the app owner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we have, like, the idea with LocalUI would be to, like, expose the information you see here on the screen, but locally. And of course, that would be only for the device we're talking about. Like, there's no concept of fleet. We are just talking about your device. So we're working on that. That's still not ready. It will take a bit more time of work. What we are doing in the meantime is providing like custom UIs, and I will show that in a minute.
Just refresh this hub. Well, yeah. Well, start flashing maybe and refresh, and then we can do two things at the same time.
Right. The image is this one. Select target. Oh, I need to put it. Let me plug it in. There we go. There it is. Select flash. Okay.
And if you go to the hub and refresh.
Hub. Oh, look at that. 18 devices, and there's one in Barcelona. Right, looks like you're on the water.
Yeah, I'm in a boat. Well, yeah, actually on board I saw someone who wanted to put balenaSound on a boat.
Yeah. This is a good example of what I meant with like the latitude and longitude. We get we truncate the latitude and longitude, so it's not exactly your lat long. It's an approximation, and it's like I don't want you to say where you live, but it's somewhere in Barcelona close to this, but you don't actually live in the water, right?
But I'm not. Yeah, you can see. No, but I live far away from this, so yeah. But yeah, it's cool that. Looking forward to access to the LocalUI now.
Okay, Flash is complete, so I'm gonna close that, get my SD card. There it is, here. Boom. Let's put the DAC.
Yeah. Wait a second that I will zoom in on your...
Oh, yeah. So I'm sandwiching these two boards. There we go.
This power cable. It's a Pimoroni board, right?
Yeah, this is a pretty neat, pretty fancy DAC board. Nice. It has a screen here, which I haven't yet managed to find time to use it, but like you could show like album art or like artists or whatever on the little screen.
That would be neat. That the plastic is not there, right?
The what?
So the sticker that usually it's protecting the display.
Oh,
is it still there or not anymore?
No. I took it off. Maybe it's
See, David, if you watch this, take a note.
Yeah,
David, you have to remove the...
Let's plug the cable. Power on the speaker. And I'm going to plug the audio cable into the Raspberry Pi's audio jack, because we will need to configure the DAC for it to work.
Okay.
And we will do that with LocalUI.
Wow.
So yeah, we need to wait for a bit now. Let's see. Maybe I can go back. Hold on.
So actually, what are the services that, well, I think a long time ago we talked about balenaSound on IoT Happy Hour, but maybe you can get quickly, meanwhile your Pi is being installed.
It's downloading.
Yeah, exactly. What are the services that you are installing on balenaSound?
Let me quickly pull it up. Okay. Can you see the screen here? Yeah.
Yeah, if you can zoom in a bit, that will be better.
Okay. Let's do here.
Yeah, super.
Right. So the way balenaSound works is like there are a couple of core services, if you will, and then there's what we call plugins. Let's start with plugins because it's the easier ones. So plugins is all of the streaming services that you might want to use. So you might want to stream audio from Bluetooth. So you can connect your smartphone to your Pi and then stream audio from your smartphone. We also have an AirPlay plugin. So any AirPlay device, like if you have a Mac computer or an iPhone, you can stream from those too. We also have Spotify as a plugin, which this uses Spotify Connect. So let me quickly show Spotify. If you go here, Spotify, and then like you can choose. So the device is still starting up, so eventually it will show up here, right? That's Spotify Connect. And there are other plugins that are not included by default. Like we have UPnP, which is Universal Plug and Play, which is a streaming protocol. We have actually two more that are under development. One for Tidal, which is a streaming service I haven't used yet, and one for Rune Bridge, I believe. Those two are in the works, so still
Nice.
not there. Okay, what else we have? And then we have the what we call the core services. This is the audio block, which we didn't talk about blocks, but because this didn't change from the previous version of Hub. Briefly covering this, blocks are like isolated pieces of functionality for your applications. And the idea is that these blocks by themselves, they don't do anything useful, but you can combine them and create like more interesting applications. For instance, here's the audio block. And what the audio block does, it like configures and sets up a bunch of audio stuff that like maybe you don't want to do, or maybe you don't know how to configure it properly. So the idea is that the audio block does that for you, and like you don't need to know how it works. The same thing with the browser block. The same thing with there's a Bluetooth block here. So the idea is that this is the drop-in block that you can put in your project, and you can like start using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi Connect or any of these without being an expert in audio, browser, or whatever. So we are using the audio block here for balenaSound, of course, because balenaSound does a lot of audio manipulation, right? It's a lot of complex audio stuff that like the hard parts of it actually are done by the audio block. So you could like, of course, we built the audio block and we built balenaSound, but if balenaSound didn't exist and you wanted to start it from scratch and you somehow find out about the audio block, then that would be a huge chunk of the work done for you already. Moving forward, we have a couple of services that deal with multi-room. This, if you deploy multiple devices and have them run balenaSound, like you can stream audio to one device, but have it so that all devices play the same audio in sync, obviously. So you can put one device in your kitchen, another one in your room, another one in your garage or whatever, and like every device is playing the same music. And this is a new one. This is just fresh
baked
from the oven.
From the barbacue.
The login. Yeah, exactly. This log to screen, this is another block. It's a new block. Where is it? Here. So what this does, it prints the logs, like the logs you see here, like services logs. It will print the logs, grab them from the services, and print them into an attached screen. Like if you connect an HDMI monitor or a screen to your device, you will be able to see the logs and basic information about the project. And this is useful because, as we just discussed, like if you are joining an openFleet, you don't have much way of knowing what's going on with your device because you don't have a dashboard access, at least until we release proper LocalUI, right? So this allows you to bridge that gap in a way because you can actually see the logs, you can actually see what's going on. So that's a neat utility that Phil built yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago. So yeah, and that's pretty much it, really. I want to check if my device
like this
is up.
nothing.
Okay, It's still downloading, but it's 60% done.
60%, cool.
Yeah, of course, since I am the administrator of the balenaSound fleet, I can go and check the status on my device, but people won't be able to do that, so I'm not showing it on purpose.
So I see
but we can see
another user joined the fleet. I don't know if this is anyone from the audience.
Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in to see if there are one or two.
No, it looks like it. Yeah, I already did that. Yeah. I mean, while you were presenting the
that's not
sound repo.
I can tell you this is very anonymized. Like I live like maybe 2 hours from this dot. So yeah. Like your location is safe.
Okay. And I don't live on the water, but no, it's cool. It's running for me, the LocalUI, but I'm gonna wait till yours works to discuss.
Okay.
It. But show me how to. Yeah, let's imagine that I want to publish an openFleet. How can I do it?
Oh yeah, good point. We didn't cover that. So let me go to my organization and pick a random app here. Let's try this one. Okay, this is I'm a Balena Cloud user. I have an application called Support. Imagine this is your application, and you want to transform this or to convert it into an openFleet and have it show up as a fleet here in balenaHub. Mm-hmm. So all you need to do is go to Settings, and here this is the block you need to pay attention to. You need to first set the repository URL. What's this? This is you need to provide a GitHub link to the repository where the code of the application lives. This is because applications on Hub should be open source. That's part of the deal. So this is we require you to provide the URL for that. Set application class. You also need to set this. You have fleet or block. Like if you are submitting a fleet, then select fleet. If you're submitting a block, then select block. That's easy. And finally, you need to set the application as public, right? Here I cannot do it because I need to provide a repo URL, which I haven't. But once you do all these click these 3 buttons, your project should appear here under fleets, right? Mm-hmm. There's one more thing you need to do. If you look at, for example, this one project from Kerberos, this is how your fleet would look like if you just did what I told you, right? As you can see, it's missing like a couple of missing a description. It doesn't have like a logo or whatever. So for that, you need to add a balena YAML file here into your project. And there are a couple of fields that are required, or not required, but for example, the description. The text you put in here is what will show up on the card, and so on, like post-provisioning instructions. This text right here is what you see here, right? So there's a bunch of information you need to fill in. If you go to here to the contribute link on Hub, all the steps are detailed here. But basically, you use the balena YAML as a way of filling in this information so that we can properly show your fleet on Hub. Once you add that information to your balena YAML file, you need to actually push a release to Balena Cloud, right? So you need to do a balena push, and a new release will be created. Here for this application, I have 1, 2, 3, or 5 releases. So if I create a balena YAML file, I add all the information I need, and I create a new release by doing balena push, I will get a new release here, and then my fleet card will have all the right information.
Yeah, the balena YAML information will be.
Yeah, here. So it's basically 2 steps. First one is go to your app and configure this section. And second is fill in the balena YAML and create a new release with that. And with that, my device has already downloaded. So I can, if you go to the instructions here, it says, once it's completed, you can access HTTP balena or balena.local to access your control panel. And if I go to balena.local,
wow.
Here you go. So this is the rudimentary version of the local UI. As you can see, you have like a very limited subset of actions you can do now if you compare it with the dashboard, but you can check like support logs. This is a bunch of information that's useful for support. I can restart the services that are running on my device. I can reboot or shut down. I can change the volume. This is specific to balenaSound, but I can change the volume. And I can use this box here to set the DT overlay for a DAC. So this is a good time for me to go to Spotify maybe. And
soft rock.
Yeah.
And then you
here
select.
It is. So
okay.
You can see now I get, this is my balenaSound device.
But this is the Pi 4 that you had on
this
your
is the
table,
Pi 4, this one, on my table. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're listening on balenaSound Spotify. So if I now played, I don't know, the Beatles, why not? I don't know if the sound will. I need to put the speaker right next to my microphone. I don't know if it's coming.
Wait a sec, they put your camera. Wait a second.
No, don't show my face.
You have to flip your camera to see you with
Can you hear this? The music?
Yeah. Here comes the sun. Yeah.
Okay.
Super.
So yeah, this is fine again, but as I said before, I'm using the audio output that the Raspberry Pi provides, which is not great. I mean, it's fine, but if you're into audio, you might want to use one of these. If I take out the cable and plug it into the DAC, I don't get any sound. And that's a bummer. And what I need to do is to configure the DAC. So basically, you need to tell the Pi that you have a DAC and what type of DAC it is and how to handle it. For that, if you go to the balenaSound documentation website, under the DAC section, we have a very large list of DACs we support. I need to find mine, which is the Pimoroni Pirate Audio. And I need to use this DT overlay, high fiber DAC. Okay. So I can now go to my local UI, and I will paste here the device tree overlay, and I click apply. This will reboot my device because it needs to load a new kernel driver and whatnot. So if I refresh the local UI now, it's not working, of course, because the device is rebooting. But
it's rebooting.
If I allow,
that's usually when you change the device variables, right?
Exactly. And just to be clear, like typically this is something you would do through, for instance, service variables. Fleet variables, right?
Yes.
If I'm on Balena Cloud Dashboard and I go to fleet variables, like here is the DT overlays, and I can go down here and add one. Like I would add here the high fiber DAC with. This is what I would typically do if I was managing my own fleet. Again, since I am not managing the fleet, someone else is doing it for me, I need to rely on local UI.
Exactly.
And it's still restarting.
But this is for an individual device from the fleet. So, I mean, this would be, if you would have a fleet and one device has this DAC, you would install it using like an environmental, like a device variable, or how would you do that?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like this particular case, like if you have, I don't know, let's say 10 balenaSound devices, you might have different DACs on each. So this is something you want to set on a per device basis and not on a per fleet. device basis. So yeah, that's a very good point, and I think
we are a bit out of. So I was completely into your demo. So we are a bit out of the time. Sorry, but yeah, this is extremely interesting. So I have another question actually, Thomas. Meanwhile, your device gets again online. How can we do a local UI? So you show us the blog.
yes.
So, but tell us, can you show us on the GitHub how you make this happening? Or
so
is there any magic on the?
By default, or not by default, there's two things going on. One is if you go at some point in your code, like if you're writing your application, at some point in your code, you need to set the host name of your device to something that you can recognize. For instance, here with this, let me make it bigger.
Yeah.
Whoops. Here with this line of code, what we're doing is we're telling it to be called balena. So this is why if I do balena.local, I get.
So you do this just exactly on the batch script before launching the balenaSound application. Okay.
Yeah, not for launching. This is only for configuring like
but
what
just
the host name is. Yeah. And then like the UI, the actual UI, this is an HTML here. Oops. Sound supervisor. Here. This is just an HTML web page. Here's the HTML. That's using Bootstrap and like very rudimentary JavaScript and CSS. And there is a web server that serves this web page on port 80. So if I wanted to serve it on another port, I could, and then I would do like this if I had it on 3000.
Yeah, 80, it's easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. So this is local UI. It's a custom local UI. What we intend to do is to provide like a default one. The default one would give you, for instance, all the device management options. It will give you services list with the status. It will give you logs, SSH access maybe, and all the information you can see here on the screen.
That's awesome.
But again, we don't have that yet. We're working on it. So for now, we are relying on custom ones. Yeah. It will get better with time.
But yeah, anyone, if you want to collaborate or feel free to PR the repo. But that's for me, that's a great milestone on the balenaHub story. So that's awesome, man. Good job. So how is it going?
Here it popped back, and I started playing again, and now it's playing from the DAC.
From the DAC.
Of course, you won't be able to notice the difference, but trust me. There's last thing I wanted to mention is that let me lower the volume. Actually, what I can do is to go to balena.local and whoop.
Oh,
there we go. There we go.
Nice.
As you noticed, once we flashed our device, it took 5-10 minutes to download the app. And that's 5-10 minutes that you are not really sure what's going on because the local UI isn't up yet. You cannot see logs. You don't get much feedback really. We are working on fixing that. There are several different things we are doing, but the main one is that in the future you will be able, like when you download the image, the OS image, it will come preloaded with your application, or that's the idea at least. So once you connect your device and you plug it in for the first time, it doesn't need to download the app. It already has it there. So it will straight up boot and load your application. And that will be much faster and a much better experience.
So the preloading operation on Balena CLI means that you get the operating system with your Wi-Fi credentials or not, and then you get all the services and the containers already built within the operating system. So when you power up your Pi or whatever device with that SD card, with that preloaded image, right? You don't need to well, yeah, the supervisor will request if there is a new version, but you will have all the services up and running, right, since the beginning.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
It will change from, I don't know, if it took us 10 minutes to get balenaSound running, maybe it will get down to 1 or 2, I don't know, which
That's
is a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 is still fine, I think, but
yeah, but I can imagine that people, it's like, no, you are trying to refresh a website that says that nothing happens and you don't have any feedback from.
You need feedback, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you connect via HDMI, you see something, or
if you connect via HDMI, you will get the boot logs, which last about, I don't know, 20 seconds maybe. Then you get a splash screen, which is the Balena logo, unless you customize it. And eventually you will get the logs streamed by the log to screen block that Phil developed. But you need to download the entire application for that to happen. So it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that would be the second time that you put it, that you power it up, you would be able to see the logs
you will
on
get
the screen, but
right
the first
away.
time, just the logo. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, all this stuff, like we knew we could have waited till we had like preloaded images, local UI, and a couple of other features before like launching and adding these openFleets to Hub, but like we decided to ship openFleets as a thing first, and we already had a lot of great feedback in the forums. So if you have any suggestions or feedback you want to give to us, like this is the moment, because we're actually building all of this right now. So if you have something to share, like you can directly influence what we build. So
because can I ask you forums. What's next on balenaHub? Or it's just polishing all of these that you have shared with us?
It's a bit of polishing, and I guess in big milestones, it's local UI, like have a default and like standardized local UI. Preloaded images, that's another big milestone. And the other one I'd say is multi-architecture applications.
What's
if
that?
You notice, we have here on the screen 2 applications for the Rosetta at Home project. One is for ARM devices, so Raspberry Pis, Nanos, and the other one is for AMD 64, so Intel NUC, for instance. This is because each one of these fleets in the backend is a Balena Cloud fleet, and we don't support multi-arch fleets yet. Once we support it, we could collapse these two.
If you want, so even if you have these 2 devices on your table, you will need 2 Balena Cloud applications to have to download an image of the operating system. So you will need 2 different applications because the architecture is
exactly. Here's another example. Like this is a community project. So actually they have 3. Look.
Yeah. Exactly.
One for ARM 6, 7, and ARM 8. So yeah, this is, I mean, this is unnecessary. We would love to have like a single card for all architecture, regardless. So yeah, I say those 3 are the main big items we are working on, and hopefully we can get them soon. So there's a question in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Do you provide a copy of this video recording so we can use that tutorial? Yes.
Yes, of course.
I believe
this is being
YouTube, right?
This is on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. The URL that you have, it's the same that you can play it again and again.
Channel.
Yeah, absolutely. On Monday I will try to introduce chapters as well on this episode. So yeah. But feel free to use it, and next week we will share it. What else? I think that was amazing.
Hopefully we made justice. But I think Hub it's pretty awesome already. And once we have those 3 things I said, it's gonna be amazing.
Just switch your camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are there any questions from the
goodbye.
audience? Because I was not checking the chat, but I think that was pretty awesome to see how balenaHub evolved from catalog to openFleets and projects, and then to test the balenaSound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a smart or it's just inspireful. I'm just thinking of potential projects that can be openFleets and inspire others to do the same, right?
Yeah. And down the road, maybe like you could have like a commercial, like this Helium project here by Nebra. These guys actually. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys, they sell these are Helium hotspots, and they sell the hardware. So if you have a business where you want to sell hardware and have like thousands of devices running your code, like maybe Hub could be an option, right?
Absolutely.
It will reduce the burden on you as a fleet owner, and it will be transparent for the user, because the user doesn't need a Balena cloud account, and they don't need to know what Balena is, right?
Exactly.
As long as you are doing the fleet management. So that's another thing we are like commercial aspects and usages.
Actually, you point to a really interesting application, because I'm gonna explain the next episode of IoT Happy Hour next week, hopefully with David. We will have the Nebra founders here joining us to talk about what are they doing with Nebra. And actually, maybe I can disclose as well what's on my desk. But this
you have one?
Yeah, this is well, no, I have one Helium Light hotspot. So actually it's running a Pi 0. So if you install this application, you can have a Helium light hotspot. That next week we are going to explain what does it mean. Running on a Pi 0. So that's pretty amazing.
Check it out next week.
Exactly. Just smash the subscribe button next week to get a notification on the next episode. And
check out Hub. There's a lot of projects, and you can add them. Yours.
Absolutely. Looking forward to see what the community can do. What else? Did I tell you today that Balena is hiring, Thomas?
Oh, really? Are we?
Show me the open positions.
Yeah, let's go. Workalo. So we are looking. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open positions on the design your own role. We are looking for sales engineer, site reliability engineer, both in Americas and Europe. Security and front-end engineers too. Site reliability engineer is probably maybe the only position that's somewhat location specific, right?
Kind of, because the time zones, right? We want to cover many.
Like other than that, like you have people all over the world, and we typically we don't really care where you work from. So check this out, and again, if none of these 5 fit your role or what you want to do, check out the design your own role one, because we pay a lot of attention to this, and a lot of folks that joined Balena joined through this job posting. So
awesome.
So definitely check it out.
I think that was a great episode, Thomas. I really. Are you applying? Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Thanks.
I think it was a great episode. If there are no questions, we run 20 minutes more than.
Yeah, sorry about that. I get too excited and forget to check the clock.
Me too. So I was really absorbed enjoying and cloning the project, checking the local UI from my balenaSound project. That was really cool. And seeing where this balenaHub is going, it's really amazing. So congratulations.
Congratulations
And
to you too.
and as David said, let's enjoy the barbecue.
Yeah.
I don't know if you plan to do any barbecue this weekend.
Tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, you don't have kitchen, right? You go to the barbecue, right?
To the barbecue. Yeah, only barbecue. No oven. No.
All
no
right,
microwave.
man. So.
All right. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming again.
And
And
check out next week for another use case of balenaHub.
Have a good weekend.
Ciao.
Bye.